Smokey B hanging out with me, tossing a tea. Respect the forest and protect the trees. That's right, happy birthday. Happy birthday. We made another fiery smoking trip around the fireball in the sky. Smokey Bear's 81st birthday, 2025. Wow, what a time to be alive. I got some very significant cultural objects this year. Okay. I finally pulled the trigger on the Royal Baubles bobblehead. This will provide us with some backstory. Hey, nice. I finally got the 1989 postcard and framed it. And then, wouldn't you know it, in this past year, Mark Pangator, Garbage Pail Kids artist, in his line called Slop Culture Kids, made a card. 62A is Smokey Bear. And 62B is Forest Fired. I can't believe he used the actual name. Because he's starting fires. Actual Garbage Pail Kids have done 2 parodies from the Vacation series. It's Smokin. Ken is the human name. And Forester Fire. Do you know anyone named Forester? And that's funny, because he's putting the fire out at least, in his own way. And then back in the day, for Fire Prevention Day, 2020, they did Smokey Berry. Berry is the human name. And Fiery Fran. Berry, Fran, Ken, Forester, Bear, and Forest. I thought Mark Pangator understood the assignment, but that's so weird. He just said Smokey Bear. So that's new for this year. I talked about this statue in International Falls, Minnesota last year because I've been there. Minnesota. 1956 postmark. I'm sure we read this last year or the year before. I got a Dakin figure from 1970. I filled mine with some aquarium gravel to give him some weight in the foot. He's missing the shovel. These with shovel, a good condition one with shovel, goes for like $200 now. I just gave him a flag. Past the prior years, I gave him a pew-pew. I gave him a nice flag this year. So that's from 1970. Funko did 2, not counting the 2 pops, not counting the flocked. I don't care about your flocked. Smokey with water pail, 2019. Smokey with shovel. What's weird about Funko is there are 3 iterations. This also says 2019 because they did the Wacky Wobbler too. There are 3 iterations. They never once did the famous pointing. So the Smokey Bear Wacky Wobbler is from 2001. Very cool. At least Royal Baubles did the famous Uncle Sam parody, which I always point out. Uncle Sam, the Uncle Sam poster. This Smokey Bear poster is a parody of the Uncle Sam poster, Only You, which itself is a parody of a British poster called the Lord Kitchener poster. So let's get a close-up of the Royal Bauble. Maybe the thumbnail could be something kind of like that. Finally got it. It was dang near $40. Royal Baubles have such a nice bauble. But you know, the Funko-Wacky Wobblers aren't that bad either. All right, I promised we'd read the box. Smokey Bear is the national symbol of wildfire prevention managed by the Cooperative Forest Fire Prevention Program, made up of the USDA Forest Service, the Ad Council, and the National Association of State Foresters. Since its creation in 1944, he has appeared on radio programs and in television programs, comic strips, and cartoons. Yeah, don't forget he tried to rap. He tried to rap in 93, but then he quit. He said, "This ain't me. I'm going to tell the kids straight." And some producers like, "Oh, Smokey, don't leave, Smokey. You said you'd talk to the kids in their language." But he's like, "This ain't me. Listen, kids, put out your fires." During WW2, forest fires were identified as a national threat, and the CFFP committee organized programs and advertising campaigns to raise national awareness of wildfire prevention strategies. The first posters featured the Disney character Bambi. I gotta look that up. August 9th, 44, Smokey Bear was born. And this is, by the way, this is not the first poster. This is the first Smokey Bear official poster. I think it says 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Care can prevent 9 out of 10 fires. In 47, the phrase, "Remember, only you can prevent forest fires." Okay, so that's like a 47 poster. But I have a vintage 89 postcard. Mint condition, framed. By 52, federal legislation was passed to take Smokey out of the public domain and place him under the control of the Secretary of Agriculture. An amendment of that act enabled commercial licensing and directed the fees and royalties to promote wildfire prevention. Hundreds of items have been licensed under this authority over the years. In 2001, the message was changed from "Only you can prevent forest fires" to "Only you can prevent wildfires," to clarify that wildfires can occur anywhere outdoors, not just in forests. Yeah, I respect that. We don't need prairie fires. We don't need, what do they call them around here? Brush fires. There's a word I hear all the time. When it's just grass fires. Yeah. During a forest fire in 1950, a badly burned and lonely bear cub was rescued from a charred tree where he had taken refuge in the fire. He found a home at the National Zoo and became the living symbol of Smokey Bear, where he lived until 76. Wow, they got to use some old posters in their box. It says smokeybear.com. Pretty happy to have the royal bauble among these other numbskulls. Smokey Bear, what you got there? Smokey Bear. Respect the forest, protect the trees. All right, we'll see you next year on August 9th. Goodbye.